I'm Nivedan from Group B6, and we are going to interview a very important leader in one of the leading hospitals in Sri Lanka. And this is done for our leadership and business development assignment. Let's see how the interview goes.
Leadership and learning are truly indispensable from each other. Hello ladies and gentlemen, we are Team B6 from the MBA batch 2019 from the Postgraduate Institute of Management.
And we are here today at a very important hospital located in the heart of Colombo. And this hospital has about 350 multi-specialty bed facility, and it's spread over 350,000 acres of land.
And we have with us today a very unique leader, an interesting individual who has shown to the world that if there is a will, there's always a way.
He has over 18 years of experience in hospital management and hospital operations, and he has demonstrated leadership and expertise in driving his most talented team towards achieving various accolades and numerous milestones.
He is none other than the Group Chief Executive Officer of Lanka Hospitals, Dr. Prasad Medawatte. We are very pleased to have you with us here today, sir. We hope we can. So, to begin with, we have a couple of questions that we'd like to ask. To start off, Doctor, you have a very interesting twist to your story, to your journey from where you studied, to your medical background, to the businessman that you are today. So, how was your journey? How has the transition been?
Yes, actually my hometown is Badulla. I studied my primary education at Badulla, Dharmadut and the Badulla Central College. So I did my A-level in 1989. So then I entered the medical faculty, that is Ragama Medical Faculty. Those days it was North Colombo Private Medical College, but it was taken over by the government 1992. So we were the second batch actually that time. So I did my undergraduate study at Ragam Medical Faculty. So basically, you know that any person who are in the medical faculties and they want to become, the medical practitioner in their career. But I did my internship again back in Badulla General Hospital. So after my internship, I was posted as a government appointment to the Passara Hospital. Prasad district, which is a small hospital, and then I got a transfer back to the provincial directorate office, Uva province, as a MO planning. So my career started change there. I shifted from clinical work to a little bit management in the medical management side, and then I worked there about 3 years as a MO planning. I was the first MO planning for the Ministry of Health in Sri Lanka. That is the time that they were planning to plan the health development, the district level, provincial level, and the national level. So after that, I started like that, but then, those days there are some country situations and other factors affected me, and I left the country to Seychelles. I worked there in Ministry of Health in Seychelles 2 years, and then I joined the private company there. But still I practice as a clinician, but I manage there also like a little bit medical administrative clinical role. So I worked there around 8 years. So then I came back to Sri Lanka in 2009, and I rejoined the government, but I got the Ampara General Hospital. So it's a little bit far away because of my kids and family commitment. So I have to stay in Colombo. So then I joined the private sector. So first I started in the Park Hospital. There's it's a tertiary, the primary level private hospital. There I started as a medical director, but I practiced there also. But then 2010 I moved to Oasis Hospital. That is a chief medical officer. There I did, it's like a medical director plus the CEO role, total, but it was not on tertiary level, it was not functioning as before. Then I got opportunity to join Lanka Hospital. I started here in 2013. Now this is going to be at the 8th year. But I started as a senior medical officer level. So slowly, but still totally on the medical administration. Then I promoted as a senior manager and I looked after the international patient care unit because of my foreign exposure. So after that I got promoted to Deputy Director Medical Service in 2016, and early 2017 I got opportunity to become the Group CEO. That was the career I came up here.
Doctor, I think PIM must have played a major role in this journey of yours,
Yeah.
and we believe there must have been so many value additions to you.
Yes, definitely. Like that I had only the medical degree, but there are several other medical administrative courses, and in the when I was Shishas, I did the German course in Germany also. That little bit on the health management and the dive medicine, but when you come to the health industry and the commercial world, so you need to have a management proper qualification. So when I was SMO and I was promoted to the medical, the senior manager international patient care, the 2015, that was 2015, I started the MBA course at the PIM. That was my turning point of the life. Without that, definitely, even because you can't do it, and because you have to have a overall knowledge of the industry and the management and the business field. So definitely it was my turning point to become a CEO actually. Otherwise you can be other positions in the medical field, but definitely not the CEO.
So since you mentioned the industry, doctor, let's talk a bit about that. So you said you have about 18 years of experience right now. So through these 18 years, how has the industry changed and how has the competition changed? And how have you done things to keep up with that?
Yeah, actually 18 years means I did my internships after that MO planning. So throughout that I was involving with the health clinical side, but major part was with the medical administration and the business after this field. So definitely now technology is the major advantage in medical field. Now, by my experience, even in around 2000, totally different the technology, and even I had a problem with my abdomen. I got a renal calculus. So for the scan, I have to come to the Ratnapura to do a scan when I was in Badulla. But now you can see that everything is available in every province. So drastically the government sector has improved their facilities and everything, patient care, safety in government sector. So this private sector is basically, located only in Colombo. So even though government sector is developing in the majority in the island wide, the private sector, the major hospital, only 5-6 major hospitals in Colombo. Other part of the country is very few, and the private hospital also developing their technology with the same rate of the government sector. So nowadays you can see that everything is available in the both private sector and the government sector.
But, how do you think Lanka Hospital should differentiate itself? There are so many accolades that Lanka Hospital has won, and how do you plan to guide the hospital towards achieving their vision?
Yes, the differentiating factor for the Lanka Hospital is, the Lanka Hospital is early Apollo, that it's purposely built hospital. This infrastructure you can see, this is the only hospital, it's purposely built. After that there are few hospitals came up. This is the first hospital which came up in 2002. But after that there are some other hospital came up. But this structure is unique because it's designed for the hospital facility. So with that, and those days we very rarely we talk about these international accreditations for the patient safety. But once the Lanka Hospital is the first hospital that has acquired this joint commission accreditation, the JCIA, in 2015, and then that is the first time. Before that there's another private hospital got it, but because of the Lanka Hospital has to do it after 3 months. So with that, it opened the eyes in the hospital culture. So mainly all these accreditations are targeting for the patient safety. So when you enter to the hospital, until you leave the hospital, your safety is very important. So now it's the culture, it's developing. So Lanka Hospital has the most accreditation, like we have the MTQB, that is the only hospital like for the tourists, medical tourism, because we are having the most favorable hospital for the tourists. And also we are having the CAP accreditation, that is for the laboratory, that's the highest accreditation in the world at the moment.
So, Doctor, we know that Sri Lanka Hospital is partly owned by the government. How do you work with different entities like that? How do you change the communication, negotiation?
Because government, the Lanka Hospital majority shareholder is Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation. They had around 51%. Because of that, the Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation is under the Ministry of Health. So the different period there's under other ministries also. Now at the present it's under the Ministry of Finance. So because of Lanka Hospital, the subsidiary of Sri Lanka Insurance Corporation, majority shareholder, so we also obeyed to follow the as a government entity. That is after the 19th Amendment of 2016, we bound to that. So it's not a big difference. Only thing is we have to follow some guidelines, like procurement is under the National Procurement Guidelines. So other than that, it's not much different. But there is it's a little bit advantage because of the trust building, and we are having the support of the government for the other areas, like so that it will be in the different model of business other than the who are at the field.
We feel that the brand is a very important thing. It plays a major role in the success of a business. So, Doctor, how do you feel the transition from the brand Apollo to Lanka Hospital has in its stability of the hospital, how the role it plays in terms of its stability?
Yes, that in Sri Lanka, the health sector, the private health sector in the industry is totally different than India. So India, mostly, people are going to the hospital. I am going to Apollo. I am going to Fortis. I am going to, Yashoda. Some kind of, the hospital is bringing the patient, but in Sri Lanka it's mostly consultant-driven market. So Apollo, they started Apollo Colombo in 2002 here, but they tried to bring that their own consultants, and they introduced the Apollo Hospital, but they brought their own consultants, and they thought that all people will come to the Lanka Hospital, those days Apollo Hospital, to see the consultant, but that's not the case. So that's why they got failed actually. So then in 2000, actually it happened 2007, they sold the shares in the open market. So then Mr. Javadan took over the Lanka Hospital, but they changed in 2010. They changed this total modality of. So then they opened this hospital to the local consultant. Then it's change happened. So that is the turning point. Definitely, the brand name is very important. Now it's a Lanka Hospital is having a top brand name, but. So the continuation and to maintain it's a very difficult task. So always you have to have the proper services and the patient safety and the quality of care. Everything is matters to keep that standard.
So now we'd like to get a little personal. Tell us about your favorite movie and the favorite character in it and why you like him or her.
Okay, so you know that our time is very, very limited, and I don't have much time, and I am very rarely, when my kids was small, I used to go films with them to their films, kids film. But now actually I don't much time to see the films. But recently, if I remember, I watched a series, that is the most convenient, but time to time watching the films, but we rarely keep the name until get sleepy, just to see some film. But I watched a series of called 100. So there's a good series, and it was a little bit there. There's a, I can't remember the name, but that little bit young crowd of people, they adventure, after the earth collapsing there, after nuclear bomb or something. So it's a little bit, because it is still on the, it's still going on.
Was there like a particular character that you was interested in?
Yeah,
Inspired
his name is
maybe?
Bevan. So he is the one who are leading us. He's showing the leadership, how to drive them to to another around another 100 years to face to outcome of the earth collapsing and things.
So it was like an adventure.
Yeah.
Doctor, it sounds very adventurous, and we feel that in your career also you must have had lots of significant achievements. So, Doctor, what do you think is the most important or the most significant achievement in your career?
I can say like this. My story was little bit, there are some turning point. Actually, for my A-level, those days we had the D, C, and now I think A, B, C or something. But I got only 6 Ds and 2 Cs. 2 Cs is for the science and the health science. So both this science part I got that, but I got the D for. I'm very good in math. So I started my A-level in maths classes. But I had a problem with one of the teacher at the school. So I shifted my, after 6 months doing our maths, so then I shifted to the bio stream. So that is the one of the major challenges that I had, because I want to go to them because my brother is an engineer, so he got selected. So I was planning to do engineering. So then because of that problem, I changed my career. So my target was to enter the medical faculty and become a doctor. So that is my major achievement in the life, that because that it's a very difficult task to get because I am not because I was the head prefect at the school. I was the game hockey captain and the cricket vice captain. I did a lot of sports, and very rarely I spend time with the books. So, but my target was to become a doctor. So that was my major, the biggest achievement.
So, being the Group Chief Executive Officer of Lanka Hospitals, how do you invest in people?
Yes, in the Lanka Hospital, when I took over the office in 2016, end of 2016, so we had a problem actually here. Even though we were making profits, end of the day, that because we have to serve our shareholders. So the revenue growth has shown the lowest growth at 2016. That is at 2%. There was some media issue raised this problem also. So then we gave a 3-year plan to start in the 2017, 18, 19, ending of the last year. So we did a plan, for corporate plan and annual plan for every 3 years. So with that, we introduced a business strategic unit, that each discipline, each specialty, we made business unit. So actually it really success that we have achieved that. In 2017 we achieved 7% growth, and 18 it was a 15%, sorry 12%. 2019 we expected 15% because of this April incident, but it was fallen down to around 8% again. For that, we invest on the human resources part, because we need, all these doctors and the hospital made these strategic units are clinical units. So most of the people are doctors, so they are very good in clinical side, and management side is they having the experience. But for that, we planned for mini MBA with the PIM, and we did for all these HODs and the second layer, even the assistant manager level, and it's still going on, and the third batch is doing at the moment. So that's how we train them and we invest them on developing their career to while on the clinical side, same as the management improvement.
Doctor, a very important topic or a hot topic these days is about work-life balance. As an important corporate personnel, what do you think, Doctor? Do you think it is actually achievable in real life, work-life balance?
Yeah, definitely. You know that not only the corporate life and even the school life. And most of the time they are saying that if you do sports, you can't go to the you can't study. That is a myth, you know, that everything you can be done if you are planned properly. So, example now, during my school time, as I told you that we did a lot of sports and everything, and so with that you can do the studies. Same as when you come to the when you come do into the I mean, if you are going to for the you are like you are going to do a job, and it can be any industry, and you have to manage with the most of the time the office time. If you spend the for the if you are giving the prioritizing and actually attending to the work, you know, with your own plan, that you can be managed. So with the family life and everything, you have to, and of course it will be scheduling, you know, so you have to schedule your day plan.
So, Doctor, being a visionary, tell us, where do you see the healthcare industry in the next 10 to 20 years to come? And where's your competition and what is your benchmark maybe internationally? How have you...
Yes, definitely the health field will be developed lot during the next 5 to 10 years. Especially nowadays, you know that this stem cell therapy, it's changing whole your aging process. A lot of because of diagnostic facilities are getting improved. A lot of you know, early detection will be there, and treatment options will be coming up. So that's why this all this elderly crowd is, you know, the pyramid of the population is getting inward. So you know, elderly crowd will be more than the younger crowd. So with that, definitely even the private health sector or the government health sector, so health sector has to be geared to handle this. In future, definitely Sri Lanka now we are started, yeah, I mean little bit on medical tourism for the Sri Lanka. You know that our consultants, specialists are training abroad and they are coming back and working here. So, but we have not positioned in Sri Lanka as a medical tourism destination like Thailand, Singapore. People are still going there, but our facilities are better than them because and the cheap. I mean, you have to spend less amount. That doesn't mean the cheap, you know, when you call the cheap, it's become giving another different meaning, but it's not the case. So we are having a good health facilities and good health specialists and human resources, everybody, but we have not marketed or we have not positioned in Sri Lanka. So it will be happen definitely because there are a lot of activities are going on. So we have to position Sri Lanka to attract more foreign patients, international patients to sustain the private health industry, especially because government sector will develop and the old because Sri Lanka the government sector is free health, so it will cater the population. But we, as a private hospital, to survive, we need to cater the international market.
Do you have an international benchmark like that you could?
Yes, at the moment, Sri Lanka hospital is getting the highest number of international patients, but you know, because of few this East attack and this ongoing corona infection is affected a little, but still we are positioning ourselves to the especially Maldives, Seychelles and this part of the world. Other than that, Lanka Hospital anyway has a good name to position in the Asian market.
Doctor, this is our last question, and I think it's the most important question also. Doctor, what are your advice, or what kind of advice do you give to the young leaders or the future leaders to become future entrepreneurs? What are the advices that you have for people to become future advisors, entrepreneurs, especially young leaders?
Yes, I think now you know that present world is not like our period. You know, then when we were at our age, when we are leaving the school, we had a very limited environmental, you know, to even for the knowledge wise, so getting experience. But now the world is very open, you know, that locally and internationally. So with that experience, I think more young leaders now, they have they have a lot of opportunities to build up by themselves. My opinion is to become a good leader, you have to take the risk, and you have to plan how to face that risk. So if you are taking the risk, and most of the time our fail is we are not taking the risk. So you have to take the risk, and then only you can become something. There will be a failure, it can be, so with that you have to face it and get corrected, and you should never give up. And so then definitely you can get success with the time.
Thank you so much, Doctor. And I think we learned so much within this short time period, and in spite of all your busy schedules, thank you very much for giving us this time slot of yours. And I'm pretty sure all our colleagues who are watching from PIM this video also will be learning a lot by just listening to all your advices. Very much, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Dr. Prasad Medawatte, Chief Executive Officer. We had few CEOs in this Lanka hospital since 2006. Of course, I have worked with them, so I see really difference with this CEO and previous CEOs. Of course, in 2006 we had dictatorship with the leader, but after 2009, I must mention the names. Dr. Lakit Piris was there, and after that, Dr. Prasad Medawatte. Dr. Prasad Medawatte always focusing on staff and people oriented, and also he creates the culture here. Open door policy is there, and people can always approach him, and he always listens to the people, and also the improvement and the business. He merged some other organization, improvement happens separately, and also the business aspect separately. What he does, get the people involvement and improvement, for example, police circles and Kaizen and things, and to the business. Now the improvement and the business is happening together. So that's his special leadership skill, I see. Other than that, all the other skills are there. So, but this is very important with regard to my scope.